You know, I could tell you what not to do. I could tell you what not to do all day long. It's a public humiliation ritual. They put your name in the paper, they shame you, they take things from you. You will be sent to prison. Did I have a good time? Yeah. I don't have it all figured out. I really don't. It took me 44 years to realize the things that I'm about to tell you right now. And like I said, I don't have it all figured out. But 44 years is time enough to understand a few things. I may not do them perfectly, but I do think I am in a position to give some advice on the following topic. You know, they say money isn't everything, but I've come to learn that it definitely isn't. It should not be the overarching goal in your life. If it is, hey, terrific, go for it. It's what America's all about. But you can build a fulfilling life outside of the pursuit of money. That said, money isn't everything, but it's certainly not nothing. If you want to get by in this country, especially in the United States of America, you gotta have money and you gotta know how to use it. Rich people have an entirely different game plan from the rest of us. And if you can figure out those steps that they use to minimize taxes, buy assets, borrow against the assets, use the borrowed money to buy more assets, how they use step-up basis and tax loops and all these things. If you can figure these things out, your life will be immensely easier. Don't go through life telling yourself you're somebody who's bad with money. Because you start telling yourself you're bad with money, that will be a self-fulfilling prophecy. I told myself I was bad with money my entire life until I got a little bit. I realized I didn't want to lose it. I wanted to grow it. I figured out how to do that. I do not use a financial advisor. I manage my own portfolio. I've made some mistakes, believe me. And I'm in no position to be telling you too deeply about your personal finances. All I know is what I've done and what I've utilized and what I've leveraged in order to get myself a little bit ahead, at least more ahead than I've ever been. I'm not gonna lie to you. Relationships can be tricky. I've had quite a few of them. They can be incredibly fulfilling, frustrating, a lot of fun, passionate. You learn a lot about yourself in the context of a relationship. You learn where you might be a selfish person or where you might fall short of. If you have a loving and caring partner, believe me, they won't feel like that all the time, because a lot of the times they're going to call you out on your bullshit. Believe me, it happens to me a lot. But 9 times out of 10, it's constructive criticism, especially if you have a partner who loves and cares for you. They just want you to be the best version of yourself. And you can fight against that or you can go with it. I found that I've done both. I've fought against my partner in a relationship and she starts telling me this and that about myself. I don't want to hear it. I don't want to change this and that. But in the relationships where I did let my guard down and I took their criticism as what it is, which is actually trying to help me, I was able to be a better person for it. They're not for everybody. If you are in one, you don't want to be in one, maybe you should save the other person some time and just tell them it's over. You are not in one and you want to be in one, it might not happen. I'm sorry to say. But don't let that get you down. Because if it's meant to be, it's meant to be, and if it's not, it's not. And if it's not, look, embrace your freedom. You don't have somebody holding you back. You might want that, but look at the bright side. I've been single for a long time. I've been in relationships for a long time. I had a really good time in both. So there is light on either end of that tunnel. Marriage. I'm not married, never been close. I don't have anything against the institution of marriage. I think it's fantastic. I think it's fundamental to the building blocks of our society. I think it's healthy. I think when done correctly and with the understanding that this is for the long haul, it's a tremendously beneficial institution. Or as Oscar Wilde said, marriage is a wonderful institution for those who enjoy institutions. I'm paraphrasing, but I don't have a lot of advice to give on marriage as I am not married. I don't have any immediate plans to be married, but go into it with open eyes. Understand what it is. Serious business. Marriage is the big leagues. It's not cavalier. It's not like dating somebody casually that you met on Hinge. It's not that. It's a lifelong commitment. And if you have kids in a marriage and you want to get divorced, think about that. Because I am a child of divorce and I found that to be a seismic shift in my life. It was one of the most difficult things I ever had to go through. And I think it changed me fundamentally as a person, for the worse. So that's all I have to say about marriage. Kids, also don't have any kids. Love kids, think kids are great. I was a public school teacher. Of course I like kids. They drive me nuts. Teaching public school actually kind of made me realize that maybe I don't want kids of my own. I mean, I'm 44 years old, so at this point, maybe that ship has sailed, and that doesn't bother me. If I were meant to have children, I would have them. But Again, serious business. If you're thinking about having kids, this is not some cavalier institution that you can just walk into. This is something that you need to take very, very seriously. You gotta raise those kids. Don't just put them on a screen and go do your thing. You gotta raise those children to understand what society is, what it isn't, and how they can get by. It is a dog-eat-dog world out there, and the more survival skills that they're equipped with, the better they'll do. I can't tell you how many children have passed through my classroom that are completely unprepared for the real world. And, you know, they're kids, of course, but they just lack basic social skills, things that should be taught at home. Also, read to your kids. Please, just read to them every night. My mom read to me. I'm a genius. Just read to your kids. But that's all I have to say. And also, stop feeding them all this crap. Oh my God, like these lunches that parents are packing for their kids in public school. It's atrocious. It's like a bag of chips. It's a cookie. It's a nacho cheese plate. It's disgusting. And then the cafeteria food that we feed these children is no better. It's horrible. Kids, we got to do better. Drinking. Drinking almost ruined my life. I do still drink. I went sober for 7 months recently. It was great. It was fantastic. I wish I would have gone longer, but Mardi Gras came around and that was that. When I drink, I tend to overdo it. I'm not a dangerous drunk. I'm not a mean drunk. I'm not a sad drunk. When I get drunk, I feel great. Alcohol has been a net negative in my life. Absolutely. It's expensive, makes you gain weight, causes you to do stupid things. I've done all those things, horrible things. Been arrested, beat up, anything you can imagine, any kind of dumb frat boy, asshole thing you can imagine doing drunk, I've done it. I have a long and storied history with alcohol. I would like to quit, I would like to put it behind me forever. I do live in New Orleans, which makes that a little bit difficult as most of our social gatherings are centered around alcohol. It's a really big part of the culture here. That's not an excuse. There are plenty of sober people in New Orleans, but I'm not one of them. Drinking. Any advice that I could give you throughout the course of this video would be, I would say, almost downstream of drinking. You know, I could tell you what not to do. I could tell you what not to do all day long. In fact, the whole idea of me sitting here trying to give advice, if you knew me just 10 years ago, you would think this is an incredibly laughable concept, but experience is experience, good or bad. It's up to you how you interpret it. When I got arrested for drinking, both times, of course it was devastating, it was terrible, it was embarrassing, and it was expensive, and time-consuming, and to pick up trash on the side of the road, the community service, go to classes, my license suspended, I had one of those breathalyzers in my truck. Terrible, terrible, terrible. But I never drank and drove again, not after that. I mean, it was, I don't know how it is in other states, but in Louisiana, it's tantamount to being put in the shackles in the shackles in town square. It's a public humiliation ritual. They put your name in the paper, they shame you, they take things from you, they tell you, you know, constantly what a danger and a menace you are, and rightfully so. I mean, it should be that way. Drinking and driving is stupid, especially, I mean, this is not an excuse, but when I got mine, Uber was not a thing. Doesn't matter. This day and age, Uber exists. You have no excuse to be drinking and driving. None. Don't drink and drive. I wanted to share what my father told me when I first started driving and his advice about drinking and driving, but it is much too graphic for YouTube. I'll just give you a hint. He said, if you drink and drive, you will be sent to prison. And then my father went in graphic detail about all of the things that they do to young men in prison. You would imagine that would deter me from drinking and driving, but sadly it did not, and I was punished for it, and I never did it again. Drinking, overall, it's a net negative. If you can control it, I think it's fine. If you're just a couple of drinks a week kind of person, it's not a big deal. Don't let it consume you, because there was a time that it consumed me, and did I have a good time? Yeah, but overall, I could have done without it. I'm not going to tell you what you should do when your parent dies. I can only tell you what I felt and how I got past it. Everybody's journey is their own. Everybody's gonna deal with grief differently. Before my father died, I thought that grief would consume me. I thought that I would collapse under the weight of it. I thought I would drink myself to death. I thought all of these things. But when my father died, there was an odd sense of relief because he was so sick. A sense of relief that I felt guilty about. I also felt guilty about getting over it. I don't know if anybody can relate to that. I felt guilty about getting past the overwhelming sadness and moving along with my life. as if I were not honoring my father anymore. Oh, his death was so trivial to me that I could just move on. Obviously, that was not the case, but that was just something that I felt guilty about. But the main reason I was able to move past it at all was that I knew my dad wouldn't have wanted me to collapse. He wouldn't have wanted me to mourn him so deeply that my entire life is in shambles. He wouldn't have wanted that. I wanted to honor him. If you can see behind me, these are most of his things, most of his knickknacks. My entire apartment is kind of turned into a shrine to my father, inadvertently. So you never really know how it's going to manifest itself. Just know that within your grief, there is another side to that, and it will pass. My dad used to tell me all the time, this too shall pass. I know he didn't make that up, but he used to tell me that all the time, and he was right. I still think about him all the time. I'll never stop thinking about him. I miss him every day. But he did leave me some money that I was able to grow into a nice little nest egg for myself, and I'm grateful for that. I wanted to be a steward for his money, and that's what I did. I was very careful with it. I'm still very careful with it, and I'm reaping the benefits of it. Hey guys, if you could do me a favor and like and subscribe, maybe share this video out, that would really help us out. We're a small channel, and we are trying our best to figure out what this is all about. So like and subscribe.